I was a Lululemon ambassador. So I did that for a year. And I actually was teaching workout classes in the community. And what they do is they pick out people that are in the community that they feel like are connecting with people and creating community in the fitness industry. And so they asked me, it was a surprise. Like I had no idea. They asked me if I wanted to be an ambassador for their company.
And was this when the program was kind of new, like in the beginning stages? No.
So they've had it for many years. And in fact, I don't know how many years, but I know that I follow a girl on Instagram that she was one 10 years ago.
Okay. So it has been a while. Okay.
Yeah. And so they asked me if I wanted to be an ambassador. And I was like, of course, I'm honored. Like that's such a neat thing to be asked to do. And to me, I felt a little bit humbled because I felt old, you know, like in this industry of like fitness and things like that. I was like, I feel like I'm kind of past that prime age in my 20s, you know, but it was really interesting.
You don't look like you've passed those prime years in your 20s.
Really
You're very deserving of this title.
Nice. So they asked me and it was awesome. Like it was really a neat experience. I already loved Lululemon as a company and I knew the good that they did, but it gave me the opportunity to kind of serve in my community. We did some fitness classes. The people who worked in the store would come to my classes to support me. So it gave me an opportunity to almost give back. Like one of the things that they allowed me to do was in December, they said, I want you to pick 3 people to come in who you feel like deserve a treat from Lululemon.
Oh, wow.
So I got to pick 3. I chose 3 women that lived near me that I knew would not treat themselves. And it was so rewarding because bringing them in, they gave them a real wow, it's you experience. And they were able to come in, they got to pick out an outfit. It gives me chills even thinking about it because it was women that I know wouldn't just go to the store and be like, I'm going to buy myself a new outfit, a new workout outfit, you know? And so it kind of pushed them a little bit out of their box, their comfort box, but it gave me that chance to kind of give back through the company. So it was really neat.
That is amazing. And I didn't even know they did that. But how beautiful to be able to provide that experience for women. And Lulu's a special treat. I mean, it's really like, you're not kidding that some people just don't see themselves. I mean, they maybe want it, but there's so many other things that are going to come up on their expenditure list before a brand new Lulu outfit.
And I think like as women and moms, and not all of them were moms, but as women, I think that we usually put others ahead of ourselves. So like, I'd rather buy my kids something than to give myself something. So, and I knew that about all 3 of these women. I was like, you're going to put someone else before you. So this is my chance to put you first, you know? And it was really great.
That is so special. Now, they also did a really fun thing where you got to do this amazing photo shoot.
Yes.
And then a big celebratory unveiling party where your photos are all over the Lululemon store, which is so cool. Tell us about that.
It was so cool. Like just as a mom of 5 boys, where you kind of feel swallowed up in motherhood, it was a chance for me to focus on myself. And it was uncomfortable at first. Like even before going to the photo shoot, I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just a mom. I'm just a girl, you know, like I don't know.
You didn't have some lessons first of all your poses?
No, I just felt like I was like, I don't know. So it was really cool. They have a photographer, they outfit you, you know, in their clothes and they bring you in. And so we did like a try on session and tried on. We took pictures to make sure that it would look good because it's a black and white photo. And some colors read like you look naked, you know? So you got to be careful. And so we did that. And then we got to go to the location and take photos. And I had my husband come with me because I said, this is like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, it's
like,
a bucket list item.
This is really big. So it was really fun because every time I would look over at him and he was beaming. And it made me feel confident about myself to have him looking at me that way. And so, yeah, so we did the photo shoot. And then a few months later, they have to send all the photos into Lulu to corporate. They pick out which photo that they love. Because, of course, I had my favorites that I liked.
Was it not the same ones that they chose?
It was funny because the one that they chose, I had less of a smile. And in the one that I liked, I had a huge smile. So
to just show, I love this.
Which is so neat. So, yeah, it was a different one than I would have chosen, but it was the same pose, the same everything. So it was awesome.
They need you to be serious about fitness. This is hard work, ladies. This is not easy.
Exactly. So, and then we did, a few months later, they did a reveal. So we got to go to the store, and it was neat because I got to take my kids and show them my photo in the store. And after the reveal, it was cute because for weeks after, people would send me photos of them at the store with my photo. And I mean, again, as a mom, that life really is not about me. It was so cool to all of a sudden be like, oh,
I'm in the limelight.
I'm in the limelight a little bit, So it was neat. It was really neat.
Love that. I love that for you. I wish every woman could have that experience at some point. It's like we should come up with ways to, well, I guess with Pretty Sisters, that's one of the things we try to do when we do our annual cruise with the tributes, is just try to shine a light on their amazingness, their uniqueness from somebody who knows them well, who can pull those qualities out and name them so that women can feel special. That's kind of what we had come up with as the closest way we could create an opportunity like that. Now that one's pretty fantastic though.
It was pretty amazing.
I bet it was just as cool to have your kids seeing you
100%.
The way you said it was neat to have your husband, because they, how often do they really get to look at you that way?
Yeah, and they're not there when I'm working out. I mean, most of us are working out at the gym. Even if you're working out at home, your kids aren't with you. So it's neat for them to see me in my element doing what I love and feeling proud of me. I mean, I think as a mom, it's hard to kind of get that validation, especially from our kids. They're proud of us, but they don't know to voice that. And so I think what's neat in that situation was the validation immediately. Mom.
That's
or
so cool.
They would tell me after, my friends went in, they saw your photo, they sent me a picture. It was cool. It was neat.
That's so cool. And I love that you are being honest about how that felt, because I think sometimes we, no big deal, and push things off, but it's fun to hear that you say no, that felt good. A little praise goes a long way.
Right?
It feels really good to be admired and to be recognized. And I think there's no shame in that. And the more we can create opportunities for that in our life, and even hearing us, and you saying and admitting that would give us some insight into how our kids even feel when we do that to them. So we can shine a light on them and their strengths, because just like we feel good about it, they're going to feel good about it too, or anybody else. Okay, so you didn't always work out. I mean, you didn't always have time for working out, but was some specific reasons that took you down that road. Do you mind let's talk about that.
So after my first baby, I think I was okay. And to be honest, I really think that it was because of our Boston crew. We all were living in Boston. We were all young married. I really leaned on these women in my life. And when I moved down to DC and had my second baby, I didn't have that immediate bond with women. I definitely had friends, but it wasn't that family environment yet. And so it was just me and my husband and these two kids. And so after I had my second, I had really bad postpartum depression, really scary, struggled to get up. I mean, thank goodness I had a baby that I had to get up for. But it was hard. And so I struggled to get on medication because I would try one and it would make me feel a certain way that I didn't want to feel all day. And so I stopped all medication and I just started working out. And it was hard because I had two little kids. I had a newborn and then I had a 3-year-old. And they wouldn't go to the gym. They wouldn't go to the daycare. If I did, they'd call me. They'd come out, I'm sorry. And your baby's crying, and that's embarrassing. And so I didn't go to the gym. I would work out at home, and I started finding ways to do it and work it into my life. So I would go across the street. We had a park. I would take the boys, I would put them in the center of a soccer field, and I would do laps. I would run laps around that soccer field. And then I'd do lunges, and I would bring them into it too. I'd hold the baby because Charlie's crying. And so I got to hold him, and I'm doing, squats and things like that. And that brought me out of my postpartum depression. It didn't cure it. I still struggled, but it
And you still
helped.
had more children after that.
Yes.
But you probably felt a little bit more empowered or hopeful going into it, knowing that, okay, this is what happens. But
And
this
I know
is
what to do.
Exactly.
Yes. And then as my kids got older, I was able to take, my oldest two wouldn't go to the nursery, but my youngers would. And so then I started going to the gym, and then I started finding a community of men and women who loved the same thing I loved. And so it was like fun for me to go and work out and see people, because it was like a social event for me, which, as we know, as women, we need that.
We do. We absolutely need that. And we just need to find it wherever we can.
Yes. So I went to the gym and I found it there, and then I've never stopped.